exchange between natural or physiological beings in this world. And she notes that this could also be the animal guide. This physiological difference in rhythmic relation to breath, as signifying a soul, means the animal body may be a site for spiritual and ethical renewal. In Animal Compassion, she writes, how can we talk about them? How can we talk to them? These familiar of our existence inhabit another world, a world that I do not know. Like Foucault's observation, she begins with a posture that resists being able to grasp them or to interpret for them, but posits them as knowledge bearers. We as philosophers cannot give truth about animals. We can instead bear witness through relating. One such relating experience she had was her childish ecstasy at viewing a flowering bush covered with butterflies. Notwithstanding her own young emotion, she later discovered the Greek word for butterfly, papillon, means soul, and I think this is a very deliberate use of soul that is a counter-deploy to Aristotle's conception of the soul as a rational principle, or something that God gives. Irigaray will develop a thesis that animals may be spiritual guides to other kinds of material knowledge to which we do not have access. We may only bear witness through relating with, or respecting their difference, refusing to same them. In her story, she talked about how she wants to first appropriate the animal, a gesture she calls naive. But she understands that the happiness or pleasure the animal would give would vanish with the gesture of appropriation. I want to compare the statement to Foucault's previous observation that animals moved from esoteric sources of learning to objects of folly as they were portrayed as useless, joyous, and domestic, no longer wild and dark. Is the naive pleasure of appropriating animals part of what causes humans to see them as joyous in their uselessness, lacking true knowledge of their own, and truth with no content that Foucault observes? Irigaray writes of the elated pleasures when, after a patient season of waiting, a butterfly chose her, she did not have to appropriate it. And so this is a different kind of subject-to-subject relations than what metaphysics has given us. Animals seem predicated upon their own autonomy and movement and sense of safety, a respect for a rhythm other than the human-animal rhythm. Irigaray writes of her own encounter that it did so with me, helped me to stay quiet without useless raving. In some way, it marked the limits of my territory, reminding me that I was also a part of it, that I was not as alone or as powerless as it might seem, end quote. Respecting the wholly other animal isn't for the benevolence of the human, as an animal portrays, but the animal gives to the humans a sense of limit, boundary, and with that boundary, a sense of relationship with. She laments the way we have used the animal body in our pursuit of domination and invokes a hope for universal hospitality, such as the Buddha suggests. But it is the being there in which the animal body reorients all in the world who share this world with the animal other. And she speaks of a reanimation when we reject our economy of debt or an economy of gratitude and compassion. I would say that this is a loose allusion to the fact that most economies are using animals because of some sort of economic justice. I need to wrap it up, but I just want to say in conclusion that both of these authors give us a way to rethink animal relations apart from contemporary metaphysics. Thanks.